You've done it. Everything you've ever dreamt of, you're finally making it all happen. You've put all the pieces of the puzzle together, and you know exactly what your next moves are. Everything is in the right place. And then, that feeling again. That feeling of guilt for doing too much work some weeks and not actually enjoying the life that I have.
It was late at night, you held on tight. Should I stay or should I go now? Should I stay or should I go now? If I go, there will be trouble, and if I stay, it will be double. So come on and let me know. Should I stay or should I go?
I think a lot of us have this thing where we can get so much done in a day's work, but then on some days when we can't replicate it, when we just can't get things done for some reason, we feel this overwhelming sense of guilt.
Bounce to the left of me, Joker to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Yes, I'm stuck in the middle with you.
I think a lot of us have that feeling, especially those of us that are in our 20s at the moment. It's just unrelenting feeling of guilt. You're either guilty that you're having too much fun and not doing enough work to set yourself up for a future, or you're guilty that you're doing too much work and not actually enjoying the decade that you have in your 20s. You hear about people going on the experiences of their lives, traveling the world in their 20s, and then you hear about people starting businesses in their 20s, and you never know which one is yours to choose from. If you're watching this in your 30s, you may still feel that guilt. I can never find that perfect balance of living my life plus working for the life that I actually want. But I'll also have these days where I have everything figured out. I can see vividly 10 years into the future of where exactly I'm gonna be, and I can see all the steps I need to take in order to get to that position. But then, in a matter of a couple of hours, I'll forget what it takes. And unfortunately, I've been having a lot of those guilty, forgetful days lately.
You know, like when your mates text you, like, oh, it's such a nice day outside. It's like, what? No. Because you get in so early as well.
But yeah, I remember talking about at Simo's pop-up with Milk Bar, we were talking about that feeling of guilt that when we work all day, but we don't feel productive still, and we go to bed and then we wake up the next day and doing the same thing. And it's just that like unrelenting feeling of guilt. Do you still feel that? Like,
I've like had to like change my mentality about it, because I had a period of about 6 months where I would like drive home from work and I felt so guilty at having done nothing. So I've had to like learn that maybe if I work on a design for 6 hours and nothing comes of it, that it was still worth it, because I know now that design didn't come of anything.
yeah, okay. Yeah. Like you had to fail almost. You had to put like 6 hours in to fail to get to the next 6 hours.
Yeah, I had to get that idea out to move to the next one. Whereas if I didn't put that 6 hours in, I'd still be like, oh, maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I still definitely have that guilty feeling.
Yeah.
And even sometimes it goes in the reverse, that like if I didn't work 10 hours on the design, or 20 or 30, that it wasn't worth it.
True.
And it's not a good design.
Yeah.
Like if it only took me 3 or 2,
Yeah.
then it's like, is that really that good?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But do you ever feel guilty of like, if you're spending those 10 hours doing a design, that you're not spending 10 hours actually like outside living your life?
Yeah, I think now that I do the brand full time, there's definitely less of that because I have more time to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not like balancing university and a part-time job and doing the brand. Because there'd be times where it'd be like, I'd be sitting in on a Saturday night working.
Yeah.
Because that was like the only time that I had. But I guess I still get those like guilty feelings in the sense of like, I've got a friend and he's been traveling a lot. And it's a bit like, oh, I can't really do that. Like I can't go away for longer than 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And I probably won't be able to.
Yeah. And is that just like a constant battle, or have you found like a solution to that? Or
I'd
is it
say,
like mindset switch again?
but yeah, I just try and do the stuff outside of work so I'm not always working, because I find like if I tried to stay here 90 hours a week, there'd almost be like no inspiration.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Because you're not consuming anything else other than just like working. Because I got into this really bad habit. I was like talking to friends. They'd be like, oh, what have you been up to? I'd be like, oh, just work.
Yeah.
And like one friend one day was like, you always say just work.
Yeah.
Like it
Called you out.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck, like that. I think that is a good thing about like goals outside of
True.
work. Because I've been trying to like gain weight, so I'm like thinking about like, oh, like,
Get the eating in.
yeah.
That's what I found about like bouldering as well. Was
You've been enjoying it?
Yeah, I joined like last week.
Yeah.
And like I got obsessed
Quite
with it
addictive.
straight away.
Yeah.
That was good because it occupied that side of your mind. So like you could work freely without aiming for those goals. When you could just have a goal of like do bouldering, like simple shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, okay, I want to try it. I don't know the colours of boulder lads, but I want to do the purple one.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And like my mind get fixed on it.
Yeah.
And it felt good.
Yeah.
Because it's that exact thing of what you were saying before. It's like with bouldering and like gym and stuff like that, if you put 90 hours of effort in, you're going to get 90 hours out of it. But like with what we do, if you're putting 90 in, thank you for doing that, man. Really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, it's alright. What do you got on for the rest of the day?
I've just got a meeting really, and then
okay. So
wrapping up.
I'll get out of here then. Alright.
You're fine. I want to give you this.
Oh,
As
thank
well.
you, man. This is
Sweet.
one of the cowboy wallets.
Yeah.
Wow.
Card holder, but
Damn. I've actually needed one of those because I've been carrying around these with me.
that's a joke.
I actually have been for like 3 weeks. Every
You
time
lose
I
one?
leave, every time I leave the house, I go, "Where the fuck are they?" Thank you, man.
You're fine.
As you know from episode 1, I've started writing my first novel, but I've noticed that the main protagonist is essentially a shut-in, and is purely just a reflection of me as the author. I haven't been leaving the house because work has been my priority, but now that I want to create and use all the skills I've developed behind my desk, I don't have the life inspiration of an interesting character. There's a message that we all need to be reminded of sometimes, If you want to be able to share your stories with your friends, your children, and eventually your grandchildren, you're going to have to go out and live a life worth talking about. As for us creatives, there are never going to be any tools that will fool a good story. No AI or editing skills can make up for an actual lived experience. There is going to be so much time for you to create, but we only get one shot at being in our 20s. Experience the stories now, so you can tell them in the future. So it's simple. Go out, create second, but always